Welcome to Switched on Pop. I'm songwriter and tonight Berklee professor Charlie Harding, Charlie Puth, sitting right next to me. First broke out in 2015 with See You Again, his collaboration with Wiz Khalifa, a tribute to Paul Walker, that stayed at #1 for 12 weeks. He followed that with a string of hits, We Don't Talk Anymore, Attention, and Light Switch. But what makes Charlie different from most pop stars is the depth underneath those songs. He has perfect pitch, something roughly 1 in 10,000 people are born with. He studied jazz piano at the Manhattan School of Music pre-college and then graduated from Berklee in 2013.
I did, yeah.
With a degree in music production and engineering.
Yeah.
He writes, arranges, and produces his own records. He's the real thing. He's been on Switched on Pop twice before.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring him back for 2 reasons. First, because here we are tonight in Studio A in Power Station at Berklee NYC, where Springsteen's Born in the USA, Madonna's Like a Virgin, and Bowie's Let's Dance were recorded among many, many hit records. This is holy recording ground. And it felt right to bring a Berklee alum into this room live in front of current students. So that's the first reason. More importantly, we're catching Charlie at an inflection point in your life and your career. 10 days ago, you performed the national anthem at Super Bowl 60, accompanying yourself on a Rhodes keyboard with a choir and orchestra behind you, delivering an arrangement that was built from scratch to honor Whitney Houston's iconic rendition. At the end of March, you're going to be releasing your 4th album, Whatever's Clever.
Yeah.
Around the same time, you and your wife are expecting your first child.
Yeah.
And then you're embarking on a world tour. You're going to come here, New York City,
Just a
play
couple
MSG.
weeks after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not long after.
Yeah.
So, to millions of fans online, Charlie is the pop professor. Through your viral videos, you pull back the curtain on how music works, the theory, the emotion, the craft, and you can hear the same instinct in everything that you do in your music. The way that you arranged the anthem, the way that you build a pop song from jazz harmony and pop structure. So tonight, I want to talk together about something I think everyone in this room is working through. How do you absorb music that you love, whether it be jazz, classical, pop, all of it, and turn it into something that actually sounds like you? So please join me in welcoming Charlie Puth.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Let's start at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
You posted about the performance that you wanted to honor Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
When did you first get the call, and how, and at what point did you know what you wanted to do with it?
I don't know about all of y'all, but I use music as a manifestation tool where I have a journal and like a notebook, the notebook that you're like a moleskin notebook, and I write down things that I want to accomplish. But for me, what's most effective is just if it's a music manifestation, I simply just make a demo. And I've always wanted to perform the national anthem, but I was asked to perform it here. I said no. Here I said no. I'm holding it out for the Super Bowl because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it one time in my life. I'm never going to do it again, and it's going to be the best thing ever. And I told myself, okay, that's what I'm going to do. This is like a year prior, and that's what's going to happen. I'm going to record a little demo with that intro. And I'm just going to keep it to myself. I'm not going to show it to my mom. I'm not going to show it to anybody. And I listened to it over and over and over again. And then I broke my rule one day, 6 months later, and I played it for my manager. And she played it for someone at Rock Nation. And I don't know I think they had their heart set on somebody, but they heard mine. And they called her back crying and said that Charlie has to do it. She didn't tell me. I guess she knew that. And then as I was about to go on stage at the Blue Note, which is over there, I think.
And I was sitting right here. I was at that first night.
Yeah, that's. I wanted to tell you so badly, but I couldn't.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a result of being persistent and musically manifested.
Yeah, you can word anything if you just verb it. That works.
I'm not good at talking unless there's like a piano in front of me. So.
We've got the piano right here.
Musical manifestation. See, that's how you talk normally.
Okay, I want to go through some of the arrangement if that's all right.
Yeah, the arrangement. I love how jazzy it is, but it's just like it's on the brink of not being too like not going overboard, just like a little bit.
Those first chords, you said that was something you started with, this little intro. I feel like so much is being painted in just that introduction. Can you play it and tell us about it?
So I do a little. I'm gonna actually take the chorus a little down. Just something slightly unexpected, but expected from all of y'all, because like that's y'all's shit. It's like it's a very Berklee thing to do. Something very gospel-y, but like not too much.
You begin by borrowing from the minor key. I think you're on
I don't know
chord.
I don't know secondary dominant. I don't know any of that stuff. I always failed those classes at Berklee, but
it's
like,
just under your fingers.
It's just whatever felt right at the. Oh, that's you. I'm gonna let you name everything.
Okay.
And but then after that kind of complicated moment, then you go. And then you add like a little.
Crunchy.
I said I was never going to perform it again. But this is like a private, semi-private thing. We only got like a nationally syndicated thing going on here.
How do you go about building out some of this verse progression? I mean, you said you were inspired by the Whitney Houston rendition.
Yeah.
How are you approaching making this?
Well, if I remember the Whitney, have you all ever heard the Whitney Houston version? It's the best one.
91 Super Bowl, one of the best.
She goes dun dun dun. Like R&B, like babyface chords. Like all of that was in her arrangement. I'm not going to bite that, like all of that.
Right.
I'm just going to gently nod to it. So if I try to organize my thoughts here, mine is. And then Kenny G came in.
Yeah.
That was the coolest part. But all of this, I mean, I can play like all these chords all day. It has everything to do with my influences. You hear a song like Whip Appeal, Babyface. Babyface came on the first night. I believe on the first night.
He performed on the first night of the Blue Note when I saw you, yeah.
Do y'all know Whip Appeal by Baby? Whatever you want, it's alright with me. 'Cause you got the whip appeal, so work it on me. It's better than love, sweet as can be. You got that whip appeal, da-da-da-da. Keep on whipping on me. That's like all.
Charlie, we share a
like,
name, and I am blushing right now. You can't sing. It's too much.
I was like, dude, it's, you know what I mean? But like those chords, like I don't even need to sing. Like that does something to you. Yellow Jackets. You listen to Spirit of the West. You listen to Snarky Puppy. Have y'all ever seen that live video before? Unbelievable. Like, I'm not even singing. There's no lyrics there. It's just. That reminds me of the first time, like, walking down Boylston and going to Symphony Mart and getting like
in
like
Boston
synthetic marijuana.
You turned out okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not no, but like that's
what you were listening to.
It's like chords. You can evoke so much emotion without singing anything, and like, what's more interesting to you? Or sound better on that Hammond over there. Damn, that's a nice organ. Yes, the melody and the lyrics are important, but there's a difference between an A minor and a little like that, whatever the fuck that is. Like it just does something. The rubbing. We've talked about that before.
It sounds like these chords are just sort of in you. This is the language that you like to speak.
That is the short answer. Yeah, they are in me, and I wanted to honor the late great Whitney Houston, and I wanted to honor all of my influences, but without like naming all of them. You just include them all in 2 minutes.
It's part of a very important lineage. You know, one of the things that Whitney does is that she performs it in 4/4. The original Star Spangled Banner is in 3/4.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, and that goes back to one of the first versions is Jose Feliciano performs at the 1968 World Series, and he plays like a folk version.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light was so bright?
And this version was considered incredibly controversial because he was a blind Puerto Rican folk singer. Folk music was seen as highly political, and that he changed the national anthem was a sign of protest. He said that he just wanted to have people listen to it because people might tire of the the original.
What is it with Puerto Rico? Like the Bad Bunny, there was all this outrage at the like. I know I don't understand it.
Well, so you've entered into this long lineage. So Jose Feliciano, then Hendrix plays at Woodstock. He does it in 4/4.
Yeah,
and then Whitney Houston was inspired by Marvin Gaye, who performed at the '83 All Stars game,
right?
And he played it in 4/4, and he has the 808 drum machine behind him.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight.
So dope. The confidence.
Yeah, so he's got the 808 drum machine.
Yeah.
Sexual Healing had come out, which uses the same sound.
Yeah.
And then so Whitney in some ways is honoring Marvin Gaye's version. Again, it's in 4/4.
Yeah.
And so you're now part of this much longer lineage of the performance of the national anthem.
Mm-hmm. I think the way for music to progress, you have to kind of piss some people off sometimes. You want to make them not understand why they're so angry, because you want them to like it too. Like, I'm angry, but I'm dancing. Like that's like how, like, I remember hearing "Crank That Soldier Boy" from the first time in 2007, and every hip hop record was like "Party Like a Rock Star." It was like above 120, because it was, I don't know, like it was like, you know, synths, and it was a lot of that world. And then in the South they were everyone was like, what is this bullshit? I think Ice Cube or Ice-T, when I was like, this guy single-handedly ruined hip-hop. I think T-Pain went on a podcast one time and said that Usher went up to him and said, you ruined a lot of stuff for us. Like, how disrespectful is that? That's insane. That T-Pain was so innovative with his use of like the like, not, it was used as an instrument, as an effect.
That's how the pros do auto-tune?
That's how I was demonstrating it just now. It's just, but to my point, it's anything great that's ever been made has usually pissed a couple of people off. It's just kind of
some great performances,
because it's not comfortable, but
yeah,
it's our job to make it slightly comfortable so they're not completely pissed off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to go back to your performance a little bit more, because in addition to you have some really interesting collaborators. First, you mentioned Kenny G. Let me play you the clip.
At the twilight's
Right here.
whose broad stripes and
He flew from Mexico to play that.
Really?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would fly from around the world to maybe get to play on that moment. The piece opens up from there. You have the Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir, the Sainted Choir, and the Color of Noise Orchestra. They all come in.
Yeah.
Let's hear them for a second.
Yeah.
and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night.
They wouldn't let you do that live.
No, I didn't have time to do it, but like I That chord is from and I'll get off chords, I promise. But
No, I love the chords.
Everybody's telling me you'll be over her eventually.
You ever heard Who's Holding Donna Now by El DeBarge?
Oh,
Anybody
yeah.
know that song? Sometimes the love won't let go.
Yeah.
Na 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 na. Everybody's telling me, you'll be over her eventually. But na 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 na.
All of those are in the national anthem rendition. And it's so cold here.
And I keep wondering who's holding Donna now. And I keep wondering what magic can be found to turn me back into the one who's holding Donna now. So da-da-da.
Again, you're looking at me like I'm holding Donna. This is getting very romantic.
Well, it's just like I'm in love with like that's, I don't know what, does anybody know what that's called? I don't, but like it makes me feel something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to make people feel something with these other collaborators.
Mm-hmm.
How did you go about arranging and working with them? Why did you want to bring them in?
Well, it was very easy to, because they're so talented. Jeff Goldblum is on the record, and he doesn't sing anything melodic. It's more of like it's more of like a passage. We looped the 8 bars over and over again, and he's like, "Well, boys," like that's a terrible Jeff Goldblum impression, but you have to listen to it. The song is called "Until It Happens to You," and it's about looking up to somebody who's been there for you, almost like a father figure, your entire life. And for the first time, you're seeing them go through a hardship, and for the first time, you have to help them through something like they've helped you through your entire life. And I said, Jeff, why don't you? He was in like a room just like that, and I was
The control
studio.
room.
And I was like, Jeff, just speak to me like you would to your kids. And then I would find out that he actually does have a son named Charlie. And
Love that.
And he's making everyone in the studio cry just from words. And the chords are just... So that, I mean, it's easy to make what, in my opinion, is great music when you have great artists involved.
Well, okay, so hold on. I think you're foreshadowing something we might not all know, which is that the collaborators that you had performing the national anthem are also your collaborators on your album.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the collaborators. See, I'm just getting too excited right now. Well, yes, they are. Some of them are on Changes, my song Changes. There's a choir and an orchestra throughout the entire album, but they are on the album as well.
Wow.
So the reason why you see them on the
and did
field.
you arrange for them, or how did that collaboration happen?
Adam Blackstone helped me put the choir arrangement together. Yeah. I communicated to him like just verbally. He was such a genius that I was just able to be like, I want like to sound like a giant hug, and he was like, I got you. And he put the choir map together, and then we for the Super Bowl, you have like one line that's pre-recorded just because it's a stadium. You have like one background part. And they sing on top of that. The mics are on, but they sing on top of, so it sounds like thicker, because a lot could get lost in translation in such a big room like that. And he handled that so wonderfully. And Steve Hackman was a wonderful string arranger, Juilliard kid. And we sat at Finale or Sibelius, whatever the fuck it's called now. And I was like, I want these strings. And he added one of the strings did because he can hear something and transcribe it. I can't really do that. Yeah. I actually don't even really know how to read music anymore. It's so bad. But he does. Yeah. And I would just play it in the MIDI, and he'd transcribe it.
How far out are you from the actual performance of this thing as you're arranging it? And how much do you actually get to practice with your collaborators?
Oh, we practiced on the field.
Wow.
Just the night before.
Wow.
And they were like,
everyone are pros.
Yeah, we played it 10 times, and they put the stickers over everybody's phone because everybody was trying to figure out how long it was. It was like presidential security. It was insane. And the 10th time they did the flyover on the very last one. In all honesty, it was okay the 10th time. But the reason why you see me like looking up to the sky, I'm like, wow, it's because I'm thinking, wow, they fucking nailed it. Like right on the D major chord, you hear the because at rehearsal it was like D major chord, then but they got it was like, I was like, wow, that was perfect.
I think the jets were in your key.
The jets were like automated to Pro Tools, I swear. It was crazy.
How about those last chords? Can you play us those final chords? Can you close it out?
It's very Baptist church. What did I do? And I could have easily done that, but I did. I was an asshole. I didn't. It's like, because one of my all-time favorite performances is Elton John playing "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me" in Sydney, Australia, and full orchestra, choir. It's like triumphant. It's just that extra G just does something to you.
So you do this sort of rising, again, borrowing from from minor, which is the same place you had started from.
I didn't even know that.
There you go.
I'm just going. I just when I did the demo just for myself so I could remember it. It was the first thing I played, and I was like, I'm going to throw everything in the kitchen sink and into this arrangement.
I think it's similar. You do more, but I believe it's how Hendrix also ends his national anthem.
Wow. So maybe he was the first to do that.
He may have been.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
He might have like, because it's anticipation. You know, like there's songwriters in here, right? Yeah. Like you know, like. When you're choosing the right kind of chord and you're pairing it with the right lyric, you want the chord you want it to feel like the lyric. And this doesn't feel like it's about to go on. It feels like it's about to end. I wish I could eloquently more. I know that's a C, D, and E, but I have a very rudimental understanding of the actual names of the chords, but it's all just like feeling. Like we're as songwriters, we can all guide emotions where they need to be for a group of people, like without even saying anything. We can just play our instruments and we can really like convey something.
One of the things I noted about this performance is that it really folded in a lot of your current moment, which is where I want to go. It had your visual aesthetic, all the harmonic language, your collaborators, the orchestra, the choirs, Kenny G. It felt like kind of a preview of where you're heading.
Manifestation. Musical manifestation.
Let's get into some of the new project. I want to listen to one of your singles you've got out right now called Cry.
You got to do the Kenny G solo.
It's coming up.
Sorry, I just get excited.
Yeah, but your favorite part.
Yeah, my favorite part. Because I was at In-N-Out when he sent it to me.
No way.
And you know how I got it? Okay, music. I'm so comfy, but this is so awkward for me to. Music manifestation. I took and I YouTube searched because Blood Pop, who produced the record with me, was like, we should get Kenny G on it. I'm like, I was like, can we do that? He was like, well, you are you. I'm like, what does that mean? He was like, you just call him. I'm like, I don't have his number. I'm like, well, let's get it then. And I was like, okay, musical manifestation. Go to youtube.com and type in Kenny G a cappella, and I found some song called Lullaby. And I talked about this somewhere, but I melodined, I isolated all the notes and melodined it to like just like something I could give to Kenny G to, number one, prove how much I wanted him part of this record, but just to see what how it landed, how it sounded, and maybe he'd want to beat it. And then it somehow got to him the next day, and then he was like, "Oh, like this, I'm gonna do better than your bullshit Melodyne version," and he'd play it. It's
So you took another one of his solos and reharmonized it into your song?
Right now.
Am I getting that right?
No, you're correct. I reharmed one of his songs and put it against my song just to prove that it deserved a soprano saxophone solo from Kenny G. Because it's kind of funny, but it's also, he's so good.
All right, let's listen to the solo.
my mind was blown. Big.
Definitely makes you feel something.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to.
Like it's almost cheesy, but like it just goes so over the top that it just like becomes not.
Why should we cry?
Because none of us in here, especially as songwriters, those in the music industry, should be afraid of showing your emotions. Any time that I've never been fully open in my music, the songs never resonated, meaning it wasn't as big as it could have been. But when I really poured my heart into some chords and like really was honest about what I was singing about, it's always resonated with other people who wanted to hear music that was honest. So you shouldn't be afraid to show emotion, aka you don't have to be afraid to cry.
Yeah. Countering the sort of the common narrative that you got to hold it back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay to cry. That's there's Sophie, who one of the best producers of all time, passed in 2019. She had a song called "It's Okay to Cry," and there might have been like some influence there as well.
Let's talk more about Citation.
Yeah.
We'll get more into it, but like one of the things you learn when you go to Berklee and you've studied jazz is that it's a style of music that it's more than just reference. Oftentimes, jazz musicians will be in a whole lineage of this is who I studied under, this is what I do, and in a more in a real sort of like jazz combo live scenario, you might even cite in your solo other music. One thing that I really like about chatting with you is that we'll be talking about the national anthem, and then you're off on some other 90s R&B that I had no idea was in there.
Yeah.
There's constant citation going on in your music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's just a way of me paying respect to the greats that came before me. I have a song called Boy, which is one of the hardest songs to play. I play this ungodly hard solo that... you know, that... It's the Chick Corea, Spain.
You're putting Spain in Boy?
Yeah, I mean, it was everyone started humming it. The choice of sound, the roads, it was all, I don't even know how to play it that well, but I was influenced by that song.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I didn't even realize it until after.
No way, huh?
I wasn't thinking, well, now I'm going to rip off Chick Corea. Like I was just in the moment and tapping into my subconscious. That's how you access the best part of your brains. You tap into to write a song. You don't write a song. You tap into your subconscious. You don't overthink things. And I just probably was just. My Bobby brown eyes. What is that? That's got it. That's an old Ashanti song. My Bobby brown eyes. I don't remember the name of that song, but it's just like 3 notes that like were played in like a similar direction, and at risk of getting sued here. It's just it's just my influences. They're all within us, and that's why when Ed Sheeran writes a song for Justin Bieber, you can kind of tell that it was a Ed Sheeran co-write because he has such a strong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's something I observe about your music is and getting to chat with you is that so much of what you do, yes, there's a lot of intention in it, but it's also your entire history of playing, listening, that's just like channeling through you.
Yeah, but isn't that true for all of us though? When we're writing, we all like it's not like we're starting with a blank slate.
No, of course not. Well, I want to take you back to Crying. Let's get it back in people's ears for a second. Let's just go at we'll check out verse 1 for a second.
I promise I'm not trying to scare you. I know this life can be a lot, and you'll get caught up in your thoughts like my father. But he told me, whatever hurt you come across, you better get up when you fall down.
Oh, I love that. I love the guitar sounds. I mean, the production on this is incredibly specific.
Yes.
So where what are we citing from, and why are we in this sonic ecosystem?
There's an obvious nod to like a Quincy Jones production, like Human Nature.
Yeah, the guitar from Human Nature.
Yeah, like the way, just like the tone I was inspired by. There's, by the way, I don't think any producer should musically like gatekeep anything. So I'll give you all my stems after this if that's what if that's what it takes.
I'll hold you to it.
I'm serious. I got a thumb drive. Human Nature, the late 80s, like I'm talking like October 1989, right before things got really 90s, and people just started discovering, oh, these digital reverbs and lexicons can be really turned the fuck up, and like this, we can really slam this LA two-way, and like it can. Johnny Hates Jazz. You giving me nothing but shattered dreams. Anyone ever heard that song, Shattered Dreams? It was kind of like a hit in England, not so much here, but. Johnny Hates Jazz, Shattered Dreams. You listen to that record, it's just in it right away. It's so, I'm like holding it as like a WAV file. It's so slammed. It was one of the first super slammed late 80s tracks because getting to the groove, Madonna was kind of like this. And that, as we got in the loudness wars going to the radio, everything started to become super slam. So I was inspired by just slamming like the mix.
Well, so this is also the time of Kenny G. So it's like if we're citing that era, that is.
You're gonna hate me.
Not at all. Best-selling instrumentalist of all time, 75 million records.
Unbelievable.
I think often critics misunderstand that. Part of, I think, what makes him so successful is he's really good at helping people feel sentimental.
Oh, yeah.
Which is often a feeling which is repressed. And your song Cry is literally about don't repress how you're feeling. Let all the sentimental feelings happen. And there you have Kenny G putting a solo on the record.
Yeah.
What did you learn from working with him?
I learned that there's no such thing as, especially nowadays, there's no such thing as too cheesy. Because like I said before, it's kind of like a, quote, cheesy song, but I believe that's what makes it cool. And there's no such thing as like I remember going to another school and we were listening to Ornette Coleman, and I like Ornette Coleman and I like John Coltrane and I like Joshua Redman. Have you ever heard St. Thomas by Joshua Redman? Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? Yeah. That you gotta listen to St. Thomas by Joshua Redman live at the Village Vanguard.
That was almost hot in here.
Oh, kinda.
I'm just gonna start shouting out songs.
But they would get so mad when I was like, "Let's play na 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 na," or "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." They're like, "Bah humbug! That's cheesy pop, like smooth jazz." I'm like, "What's wrong with smooth jazz? Like, does it kind of make you do this a little bit?" But there's like something, like there's this artist Paul Smith, I believe. He put out a song called 24/7. It was like so played at this old radio station in New York, CD 101.9. It went. And I'm like, yeah, those drums are corny, but I'm like, that's dope. There's no such thing as too cheesy. Lean into the cheese.
I feel like one of the things that can happen when we really closely cite our references is like it can turn into pastiche.
Yeah.
Cheese and pastiche are different.
What is pastiche? I don't even know what.
A like bad facsimile of the thing that ends up sounding.
I see.
Inauthentic to the original, I guess.
Well, inauthenticity. I'll doom scroll on Instagram Reels sometimes because it's hilarious, and we all know it's fucking hilarious. And sometimes I'll happen across a video that has like 16 hearts. It's someone just getting started, but and they're playing a song that's not very good. But I'm serious. I'm never gonna knock a musician because that was me in 2004. Those videos are somewhere on the internet. I'm never gonna knock a musician, but the reason why it's not good is because they're pretending to be something. If you're starting off your video with like, I'm not really serious, like fuck this, I'm not, like, whatever, and it's like, well, yeah, your video sucks because you're like not you're pretending to, you're not being yourself and you're not leaning into yourself. But I don't blame this person. It takes time to figure out who you are. It took me until my 30s to figure it out. Like music, like I am the music geek, and I'm not going to pretend to be the cool guy anymore. I'm not the pretend cool guy. I am the lover of teachers and music nerd. I went to Berklee, and I'm proud of that.
I really appreciate that. You're reinforcing something that I do every day in my class, which is that too often we arrive into class and we present our music. So, well, you know,
It's not mastered. It's not mixed.
And
I left version 4 on the 386 Commonwealth or
what I'm not feeling,
270. I left it at 270.
and I constantly just trying to like just say in one sentence what you're trying to do, and just leave it there and keep it simple.
Or just be like, this is unfinished, and I want to share this with you. This is a song
Perfect.
about X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And this means a lot to me.
There you go. This means a lot to me. Now
Yeah.
I care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, you might get, if you have a bah humbug in the way in the back, someone be like hating on you, who cares? You made it for you. I never understood hating on another musician when we're all trying to accomplish the same thing, and that's to get to people emotionally with some chords. And then you add some lyrics to those chords, and then you're doubly getting to those people.
You're the music nerd.
Can you tell? My heart's racing.
Mine too.
Passion, man.
Is there another song in your catalog that you feel like represents this idea of, yeah, you're citing from things you love, but it is so thoroughly you?
I have a song called How Long Has This Been Going On? And it's my favorite pre-chorus I ever wrote.
She said, boy, tell me honestly, was it real or just for show? She said, it's driving me out of my mind.
They didn't do that chord, but I did. And it's like, that girl is poison. Like it's you know, it's like all of that's everywhere for me. But like for whatever reason, I love playing that song live, and it's like a musician song. I love playing that song live and Boy live and Changes live, and but they all came from songs that probably were written from a similar standpoint.
Can we slow down for a second? Like, what?
Yeah.
I might be hard to get this out of you, but like, what are you feeling when you're playing those chords? What are those chords saying? Like you said, we're trying to communicate emotion with harmony and words. What is that saying?
Well, from what I was going through at the time when I wrote it, it's a song about making mistakes and learning from your mistakes. I'm not gonna play, she said, boy, tell me honestly. I'm gonna lean into it, and it's kind of like a nighttime drive.
Yeah.
Like, take the drums out, and it's just the roads and my voice, and there's some vocal stacks, and it's R&B, and it's like, it feels like Johnny Gill, feels like New Edition, feels like Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, feels like Quincy Jones, it feels like Tevin Campbell. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. I'm not good at explaining things. Sometimes that's why I write songs, because it's much easier to explain yourself when you have backgrounds.
So, one thing I noticed though is that you have the capacity to have this wonderful harmonic language that's at your fingertips. That is like you were just like entering the dictionary of all music available to you, and all these things are happening. But you also will artfully deploy very clean, simple chords when they need to happen. Yeah. Like, started to go back there, but at the end of your national anthem rendition, the final verse is the straight, clear, open tonal harmony.
Yeah, because it's something that I believe that version. If I'm going to pat myself on this shoulder of mine, I think it's something for everybody. If people don't like, then just stick with me, because we're going to get really classic at the 1 minute and 13-second mark. Oh, say does that star? But you know I'm gonna do the take you right back to church. It's like you're out of the church, you're in church. It's like you're 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out of the door.
It also feels like the most sacred part of the text, you know. So it's like it makes sense for it to just be like clean and simple and doesn't have to be dressed up.
It didn't need. Oh, say does that star? It didn't need all that.
That doesn't say the words right.
It's just like the gut. Like the gut feeling. It's like, you know, when and sometimes I throw too much in and then I subtract it after. Like that's, you know how Prince made, you know, the song When Doves Cry. Dun, 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 dun. That song had a bass part in it that we're never going to even hear. And at the very last minute, he was like, delete the entire bass.
Yeah.
And that was the genius of Prince. He knew when to take things out.
Let's hear it for a second. Can I go fast forward?
Synth, Lindrum.
Where's the bass?
It was.
Dig, if you will, the picture.
It doesn't need it.
Right. In a kiss, the sweat of the
No, it's doper. When like, you know a song called PSK by Schoolie D?
Yes, of course.
Just play that because that's a hip hop example. This is the whole song. It's a reverbed ass out Lindrum. Where's the kick? It's coming.
people always say, what the hell does that mean?
Just drums, vocal. That's it.
Yeah. Can we do one more look at another one of your places of citation? Yeah. You got another track. We already chatted a few months ago about your first single, Changes.
Yeah.
But we haven't talked about Beat Yourself Up, which is another song with a lot of, I guess, like a very specific location.
There's a lot of there's very few songs nowadays that have these that never resolve to the F sharp. The most obvious example being the never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. You know, like that song came out so long ago, and we all just smiled and sang it right away. Like, that's the power of I will Rickroll you.
You didn't warn me about that.
That's like, but how amazing that music can do that. That's just, it's incredible. Like,
let's hear your chords. Here's Beat Yourself Up.
Yeah. To the pre-chorus. I love this part. And then you get nice and simple. That little, that doesn't do nothing, but that was a Max Martin note, because it used to when I went to Sweden and I played it for Max, it was a beat yourself up or whatever you do, cause that doesn't do nothing but just break you in two. He raised his finger and I was like, oh. He was like, I think there needs to be a switch on the third part. Instead of it doesn't do nothing, but he was like, I'm a little bored. It needs to be done. It has to have something with attitude. And he's just kind of like, it's humming it. I was like, what if you did doesn't do nothing but? And I'm like, oh, it's kind of like Britney Spears. He's like, she's so lucky, dun dun dun. She's a star, but she cried like the but she like there doesn't do nothing. But so I was very grateful for that note.
What were you doing to bring this to Max Martin? What have you learned from interacting with him?
Just to enunciate in your vocals if it's needed. Oh gosh, if he were here right now, he would just I would be right in that chair and I'd be listening. He's so fun to listen to because he has such a positive insight on pop music, and Max knows his place when he doesn't. He can do everything. He's 100%ed songs, but he feels he told me that he feels he's best when he has other people in the room and he can modify or change their ideas as well. And
like a conductor almost.
Yeah, he is like a modern day conductor, and I think that's why he'll be around writing numerous hit songs for a very long time.
What was he doing on this record? Is he on the record?
No, he's not on the record. He just gave me that one little note, and then he's never to be seen again. No.
A little butt. Wow.
Yeah. Like, he does.
Okay, so we've got the smallest collaboration ever here. What else are we citing from in this song?
Yeah, that's the tiniest collaboration ever. I think like George Benson. And Give Me the Night. one of the Give Me the Night was the first song analog recorded but transferred digitally, 1980. Quincy Jones, very forward-thinking gentleman. But yeah, George Benson.
Yeah.
A lot of Quincy Jones influence.
Yeah. His influence runs very, very deep. There's a No Doubt song that he did that's Beat It. But
really?
you know what?
You're going to stump me right now. I had no idea.
Hella good.
Oh, no way. That makes so much sense. This shit blew my mind. Have you heard this song? Oh my God. Bro, that is so fucking crazy. The drums on hella good.
There we go.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Right, just a simple little rock beat, but there's no doubt where they're pulling that from.
That's my favorite. Billie
about
Jean
that.
is my all-time number one favorite intro.
And how about this one? It's My Life also.
It actually sounds like that snare might be layered in there. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little trigger.
So everyone's borrowing, everyone's biting from that stuff.
Everyone's borrowing. It's good to borrow.
How's Charlie getting into this world of Citation? What are you wanting to say in these rich late 80s, early 90s sounds?
What do I want to say?
Yeah, you. Like what's the you part of it? Because part of it is not just like having all these citations. It's like there's you here.
The me is the fact that what the song is comprised of lyrically. Cry is a song about like me telling my dad that it's like okay to show emotions. There's a song called "Washed Up" about the first time that I needed to organize an intervention with one of my with somebody in my life who really needed help. And it's like it sounds like a Jimmy Buffett song. It's
really?
And it's like I guess there's comedy spice throughout this record, just so I can get through talking about heavy subjects.
Whatever's clever.
Whatever's clever. That's kind of like it's almost like a dismissive title. I have a song called "I Used to Be Cringe," and it ends the album, and it's like yes, that reaction is what I want. That's the exact reaction I want. I want it to be kind of like a what. Used to be. Like I want that.
No one was thinking
because then when you hear it, it's like
I used to be cringe just so I could fit in and have a seat at the table.
And it's like the choir goes
The table.
the table. It's like very watch that be the biggest song on the album. But it's earnest, it's honest, but it's very uncomfortable for me to just, get a megaphone and be like, I used to be... I can't do it. There needs to be some nice... There needs to be something behind it that, like, kind of clouds it.
Singing and harmony gives you the emotional armor to say things you might not say out loud otherwise.
It allows me to be more emotional. Music allows me to be more emotional.
Yeah. I would say, half the time I ask you a question, you just play the piano instead.
Because if I didn't have this here, this would be which is I guess fine, but
no, we don't want that.
It just there's a song called
Jesus, you're the center of my joy. All that's good and perfect comes from you.
My voice is shot today. I've been talking all day.
You're the heart of my contentment, hope for all I do. Jesus, you're the center of my joy, my joy, my joy.
Richard Smallwood, he just passed away, unfortunately, but his music lives on forever. Total praise. All of Walter Hawkins, thank you. I was with Kirk Franklin a month ago. I got to tell him how much I just appreciated all the music he's written. It's just, I've never made an album and put those influences in the album. I didn't think people would be interested to hear that from me, but I'm interested to hear that from me. It allows me to get the thoughts out better.
If you're not making music that you want to be hearing in the world, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I'd be uncomfortable playing it.
So you're back at the building, or I guess you didn't graduate from this building, but you're back at the institution that you graduated from back in 2013.
Yeah.
Many of the students in front of you right now are in a place where you were, slightly more than a decade ago.
Which blows my mind because I feel like it was yesterday where I was listening to John Mayer he's a good public speaker. I'm not as good, but like I was in your position like 10 years ago, which is such a trip to me. And some of y'all are going to be like here, like it's really like or all of y'all. It's like it's incredible what music can like how it can guide you.
Okay, so then a closing piece of advice that you can either speak or sing, what's one thing that they can all do to help find their voice?
I was what's it called when you have to get a document? You get a notary, and they take your thumbprint and like you have to like press it down, like okay, and then you walk out of the post office and. I walked back in the other day and I was like, wait, let me look at my thumbprint again. I was looking at my thumbprint. I was like, wait, my thumbprint is like, I'm going somewhere with this. My thumbprint is like unique. It kind of just blew my mind. And I find myself standing in the middle of the post office looking at a thumbprint. It blew my mind that no one else, not my brother, my sister, my dad, my mom, nobody, my wife, nobody has a thumbprint like this thumbprint. That's the same thing as the voice that we have. That's the same thing as the instrument, the way that we play our instrument. Nobody plays the keyboard like Chad Hugo. Only Chad Hugo plays the keyboard like Chad Hugo. No one layers the drums for a 21 Savage record like Pharrell does. Only Pharrell can do that. People can be influenced by that, and I'm certainly influenced by it, but what I'm getting at is we're all one of one in here, and that's an amazing thing. So when you try and pretend to be another artist or try and make a song that's working at radio or is that in the top 50 on Spotify or Apple Music, you're not going back to not being yourself. Like you might as well you're one of one. I should have just said that, but I wanted the thumbprint example. You are all one of one. You all have a unique opportunity to make a piece of music that could change your life, that could change someone else's life. I've had multiple people come up to me after a show saying, this song did this for me. This song changed my life. I am living still because of this song. I don't want to get emotional. Oh my God. But like, it's
gotta cry.
It's amazing what we're all capable of. We can change people's lives with music. Music is the most important thing in the world. And you just don't pretend to be anybody else. That's what I would say. Just be you. Like go home after this and open up that song that you started 6 months ago and upload the unfinished mix to TikTok. It doesn't matter. It's going to be compressed anyway. That would be my advice.
I want to thank the team at Berklee NYC for making this happen, and thank you, Charlie Puth, so much. It's been a blast.
Sorry for rambling all, but I just want to inspire everybody because you can be in my position very easily.
Okay. Thank you, Charlie.